Americans are now broke as credit card use, car loans, and home loans now are defaulting. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So we've got a big elephant in the room. Leadership doesn't want you to know about it. Media doesn't want you to know about it. Who owns the media? Leadership. So it makes perfect sense there. It's my job to read between the lines and look between the economic cracks, and we've got some monstrous cracks opening up on us. Listen, friends, here's the deal. It really is getting gnarly out there. Excuse my language, but it is. It's getting gnarly. Insanity. The reality is this. Credit card use now is at an all-time, never seen before high. It's actually now it's basically matched already, and we're just getting started. We're not even in official recession. In 2010, we were in official recession when we started hitting this level of credit card debt. Insanity, and people are falling behind. This is the biggest problem with credit cards. My kids, I tell them all the time, I don't get a credit card, and if you do, pay the balance. You cannot, don't buy. My dad was old school. He bought cash for everything. Cash. I'm not going to pay interest. And that's what society wants from you. They want you to be a debt slave forever. Credit card debt is the worst type of debt you can carry, and we are carrying a massive amount of it. Now, this is crazy, right? It gets better or worse depending on how you look at it. And we're going to tie this up and put a nice little bow on it when we get to the housing market, friends. So buckle up and strap in. If you're new, get subscribed. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. Right now, hit the subscribe button. It's so important that you stay centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Where iron can sharpen iron, we need to basically rally the troops right about now. I want you to be able to operate within this, what's coming, more efficiently. And listen, friends, it's coming. There is a storm on the horizon. So U.S. credit card debt is at an all-time high, and U.S. savings rate is at an all-time low. Well, it gets better or worse depending on how you look at it. Now, U.S. savings not only is at an all-time, never seen before low, it's zero. People have exhausted all of it. Now, the average savings account for America nationally, I just learned this, is zero. Look it up. People have $0 in the bank. And listen, friends, this holiday season just robbed people even further. You know, there's certain areas that are going to be recession insulated, friends. I want you to be in one of those areas. I want you to be set up like that. But the reality is this. If you overextend yourself and you become a debt slave and carry high interest credit cards, you need to get out of that yesterday as well. Before you subscribe to the channel, do that first. Or, simultaneously, I guess, but shortly after, if not. This is really where we're headed. But here's the elephant in the room, friends. So credit card debt now is at an all-time, never seen before high. The last time we saw it at this level was, in fact, 2010 after the last crash. We were in official recession in 2010. We're hitting those numbers now, and we're not even in official recession, unless you talk to me. Then I'll tell you, we're in official recession. When everything, your cost of living is doubled, that's recessionary times, friends. Now, just because the unemployment numbers have not caught up yet, they will, because we're chasing lagging data. The data is lagging. Layoffs are spiking. Stock values are plummeting for a lot of companies. The euphoria is gone. The stimulus sloshing around in the investment markets are kaput. Investors now are running for the exits. Builders now are just trying to race against the clock to finish the phases of construction they committed to when they had the money to try to see if they can get these things done. The birth pains of the crash are there when we see the builders now offering buyer incentives, rate buy downs. This is all trickery to try to move through this inventory before it all goes down like the Titanic. Now, like I said, certain areas will be recession insulated, but no one is recession proof. My concern, if there is one in this one, now I'm not as concerned as a lot of people should be because I'm watching this thing coming. I know it's coming. It's just really what level. Correction, maybe. Recession, possibly. A deep cycle, depressionary level of a downturn. Can't rule it out. Every 100 years they've come. We're in the 100-year cycle mathematically. historical data tells us that that thing's knocking at the door. And if this wasn't the perfect storm to deliver it, I don't know what was. But here's it gets better or worse, friends. So not only is credit card use at an all-time high and people are running on fumes with $0 in their bank accounts based on the national average, this is bad. So some people are completely upside down, just leaning on credit cards to pay all their bills. Some people still have some money. Other people have $0. You take them all and you put them in the pot. It comes out and you do the averaging out. All of us have $0 on a national average. So people are going to start getting into credit card debt, defaulting on that. Then their cars will be next. They're going to start defaulting on the car loans. We already see car default spiking. And we already know as well, the last thing to go is what? You guessed it, the house. The house, you always pay the house payment before you pay the credit card. Or you need a shelter, right? You need a roof over your head. So that was my concern in the crisis when I was selling homes with people getting into bidding wars, going above and beyond appraised values. And it wasn't so much the fact, or equally as much, I should say, the fact that they were overpaying for these homes and instantly upside down in their purchase because they couldn't sell the home for what they paid for it because they went above the appraised values to do it, brought cash to the table because the thing wouldn't appraise for the offer they were making, so they had to make up the difference. That was strike one. Strike two is the fact that when you put that much pressure to buy a house, and listen, friends, people were offering the sellers I'll name my firstborn after you if you sell us the house. This that we were writing, we actually we had to stop letting our buyers write personal letters. We used to be able to write a personal letter like to the owner, like, hey, listen, we just really love your house. We're not investors. We're going to live in it and enjoy it. We're going to raise our family here. We're going to try to appeal to their good nature if possible. But people are greedy. They don't care. Most of the time they didn't care. They're like, how do I know that? Yes, of course I'm going to tell you because I'm a real estate agent. I would say, here, we got some offers. This one's an investor. They're all cash and they're our best offer. But we got this other one trying to tug on your heartstrings and, they're going to not flip your house. They're going to actually live in it and raise their family. But their offer isn't as good and it's not all cash and it's less money. What do you want to do? Well, I need the money, Scott. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I feel for these people, but I mean, this is, I've put a lot of sweat equity into this home. I need to maximize my return. Don't blame you. Now we couldn't even submit those personal letters. So here's my concern with this one, friends. This is my concern versus 2008. Like, people walked away from their homes, and they'll do it again in this one. It's really going to come down. Will we see it get into the levels that are going to cause a massive foreclosure crisis? History would tell you yes, because we overheated the market again. In fact, overheated it even more than we did in the last housing downturn, the 2008 financial crisis, the Great Recession. This one was more market manipulation than that one, and it spiked up overnight where it took a few years for that thing to brew up the last one. This one was just on steroids. So the reality is this. People are going to start now having a hard time keeping up with their payments with their houses. It's going to be the credit card doesn't get paid, then the car payments don't get paid, and then the house payment doesn't get paid. That's the sequence of chain of events if you were to look at how these things play out. And my fear is this, my concern. I don't want to use fear because there's no reason to be scared of this thing. Listen, friends, I know this isn't the most probably, I know a lot of us, really enjoy talking about the things that aren't necessarily talked about around the dinner table. But we need to talk about these things, right? We need somebody to talk to them. Enter Scott Walters. We're going to talk about it. The reality is this. When I saw that many people put that much pressure on themselves to buy a house, the last thing they're going to want to give up is the house. It's going to be mental anguish for these people. And listen, friends, acceptance is the answer to all your problems. The sooner you can accept your situation, like, hey, I remember in the 2008 era, I think I short sold a house in 2000, maybe 12, after it took a 50% haircut, I believe. I'm like, put it on the market, take it to the bank. Here's your offer. You want to let me out? Now, I did come in with it was like 3%, 5% down. Not a lot of skin in the game, right? I learned my lesson. I shouldn't have done that. I also didn't check to see if the house penciled out. Should have done that. That was the most important lesson I learned. I don't regret 2008 and short selling that house now, because now I would never, ever, ever do that again. If I carry any properties, I make sure it's always within its rent range. Always. And I like to do that with the standard amount down. Today's interest rate, can it carry itself and stand on its own 2 feet as a rental? Does it pencil out? That's all I need to know. So the reality is this, friends. What I saw when you had, in 2008 era leading up to that crash, we didn't have a line around the block, people getting into bidding wars. I don't even want to let you pay asking price for a house, list price, much less over asking. Forget about it. No, 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 no. And this is where we're at now. Now we see everything changing. Certain areas of reverse course, pre-pandemic levels, Wall Street running for the exits, builders with the race against the clock. Homeowners now, their houses that they went above and beyond appraised values for, no longer worth what they paid, so they don't own their house. Their house owns them. They can't sell it for what they paid. They're telling themselves or hearing things from their parents or whoever else. Don't worry, real estate cycles, it always comes back. Well, it took a crisis to get the last crash out of the hole and almost 15 years to do it. So if you're ready to carry a depreciated upside down asset for 15 years and bank there's going to be another lockdown, stimulus, market manipulated crisis, coming, which there's a good chance it will, but we need to now bring these home values back down to where people can afford them based on their incomes. That's the challenge, right? You have to be a high dual income, high wage earning family just to get into a starter home. That's not going to work, friends. You should be able to buy a house on one income. You shouldn't need 2 incomes to do it. And then the percentage of income now that people are using to carry these homes, it should be a third at most. People are spending almost 50% now of their incomes to carry these homes. And final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy that wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now, they're shark infested. America, welcome to the swimming pool. Credit card use, all-time high. Savings rate, all-time low. Car defaults and home loans. Our defaults are now spiking. My advice, and I'd never suggest anybody do anything that I'm not willing or doing myself. Insulate yourself. Save your money for a rainy day. Live as small as possible right now. The dust is going to settle. There's going to be blowback, and we're going to pay the piper for overheating the biggest financial asset class in the world, the U.S. housing market. I want you guys to weather the storm. Hearing these messages will help prepare you for that. You'll be less like a deer in the headlights if and when this thing plays out, and you're going to be able to operate within it as a result much more efficient. If you are out there kicking the tires and shaking trees, get in the hands of a good agent and make sure the property pencils out. They should be happy to do that for you. If not, fire them and get a hold of me, and I'll make sure we get you one that does. In the meantime, I'll be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.